Now we have audio. I am so sorry about that. Well, there we go. Put the audio on, and we are rolling. What's up, guys? Let me put there. Boom. Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Got a text message from Venus. You guys have seen her trades. What is up? Way to trade, Venus. And I'll just shout out since we have some audio now. What's up, guys? Just got back from the gym. I was like, why don't we stream for a minute? And I was just talking about, I want to bring some of the flavor and action of what I'm seeing in the markets. I'm seeing, guys, there's one way to look at this. When you say in the market, there's weak hands, okay? I'm not saying that you have to be like a trained heavyweight fighter, all right, in terms of your ability to approach the market. But what I'm going to tell you is that I see a lot of weakness in the players in the market, all right? I'm seeing, and I experience this a lot. Before we get into the technicals, and we're going to talk about in the corner of your screen, and someone confirmed that we have audio. There we go. Thank you, Venus. Appreciate it. When I talk about weak hands, that is taking on a whole new meaning in terms of trading, okay? Weak hands, as we would look at it, typically would refer to someone who doesn't want to, who can't suffer through a little bit of a loss in the market, right? Just can't do it. Guys, I'm going to tell you part of the weak hands that I see, and we'll get into this in a minute, but this is important. I want to talk to you guys for maybe 10, 15 minutes tonight, right? Try and get in a habit of doing this for VIP. I appreciate you guys. It's great to trade with you. You guys know that. As we talk about weak hands, guys, I'm seeing weak hands in the form of traders, first of all, influencers and traders who don't even want to pick a book up to make any money, okay? That's the weakest approach and the weakest type of hands you can have in the market. I promise. I meet people every day. Guys, I meet people from JP Morgan, from Morgan Stanley, from BlackRock. You got it right. You want to talk about weak hands? I am giving them literally information for them to make money, big money in the market. It's like it doesn't connect. There is literally some sort, you want to talk about like your computer gets a virus, something goes on, people just want to operate in trading their way. As soon as you talk about a solution, and I'm not sure, maybe things get a little too complicated, but I want to talk about this tonight as we just have a little huddle here tonight with VIP, okay? When you offer, and guys, I deal with a lot of big traders. I have dealt with big traders, and shout out to Venus and all VIP. Venus and I are trading this year. We're building, you guys know, HQ. Everything has just been an incredible year thus far. And we're in a specific situation right now. We don't, guys, we don't need other VIP to join right now. We're successful trading, all right? So when we look out at other influencers, we look out at other people, I'm like, God, they are selling these people so hard on this stuff. Why? Because they can't trade. Okay, so that's one commentary that I have for you guys. As you filter through and see something, when somebody's selling something, one thing to be excited about what you're doing, when they're selling something, immediately they're compromised, right? It's just one thing I want to just discuss with you guys. Filter out the people who are selling something. If they're selling something to you, we're happy to have VIP. You guys know that. But it's a circumstance. We'll get into the charts here in just a minute. Just finish up with the gym. Thank you guys for joining. I wanted to have just a huddle here tonight, just talk a little bit. And we can do this, I think, on Slack, but we'll get through this tonight. But I want to talk about the weak hands. Weak hands in the market typically means what? Let's look at the chart for Tesla. Let's take a look at what a weak-handed, a weak-handed approach might be. Let's look at this. As we were to look at the chart on, let's say, Bitcoin. Let's go Bitcoin, let's go Tesla. And for those of you not trading Tesla, guys, if it's something's going to set records and I can bring you the trade, you better believe we're going to cover it. That's just it. You better believe we're going to cover it. Looking at Bitcoin. Now, typically someone would say, well, weak hands, right? They're going to wash out the weak hands. What is that? The weak hands would be if we have a pour to the downside, right? Someone who's weak-handed couldn't hold through this. They would sell as it's going lower. That's typically the understanding that we would look at when we understand the word weak hands, right? And as we're looking at the dynamics here, I'll just promise you, the VIP, you guys, you know how great this is. Like from the fan formation here on Bitcoin to the rising wedge to the cross indicated, and it's not for purposes of complication. And I'll talk about where's the clarity in this, right? And it's a good discussion to have, because does it really help me? And this is a great point to bring up. This is such a great talk, guys, and it's a pleasure to talk to you guys tonight. I'm excited to be with you all this evening, just for a minute, just for a few minutes. But when you look at a situation and the market's giving you 2, 3, 4 different answers, it's too much, right? I was talking early on about weak hands that I see in the market, right? I just showed you. Something's pouring down and, well, the trader can't handle it. The weakest hands you're going to see in the market are individuals who do not want to pick up a book with the answers. Maybe it's intimidating. Maybe, guys, you help me out. But the VIP that join, guys that are here and stuck with us, and I'm not crawling after a VIP. You guys need to know that. Hello, obviously. Happy with the group that we have. Very happy. When we look at weak-handed people, they don't want to pick up the book and literally look at the right answers, right? Beyond that, their strategy, as you would get down into the lower levels of price action. Now, there are 2 ways to operate in the market. I'm going to tell you guys, there are 2 ways to operate in the market. Listen up if you can, please, okay? Let's listen up to this. Now, as we were to look at Bitcoin, there are ways, you guys know, to operate. Some may call it managed futures, but some may call it, we'll call it managed futures for now, to operate in and along with the lower levels. Now, if you want to catch the exact bottom of something, and that's one thing right now that you're looking at, people who caught the bottom, right? And the market is a master at making you wrong. I'll just tell you guys that, okay? It's going to be, if you stay out of that binary, the up and down, right? Is it going up? Is it going down? You know, is it, when you're looking at a low probability move or a mixed probability move, you need to recognize that. Some people will use the term hedge. Shout out to Chris, Australia. He uses the terminology hedge to reference a partial capital position, right? He would say, I'm hedged in this zone at the bottom of Bitcoin where Fire and Ice, our indicator, caught the bottom of Bitcoin. You guys know. Looking at, let's say, trying to catch the bottom of something, I want to distinguish right now participation at lower levels, right? Which is right now, that's what you missed. You guys know, it's like, man, that's what everyone missed right now. And this is very relevant. But you would, right now you're saying, God, I wish I owned Tesla from the $110. Everyone in VIP, I just wish I owned Tesla from $110. You mean to tell me, listen up, you mean to tell me I could have put $1,000 in and every $1,000 would be worth $75,000 right now? You guys know. The important thing is, if you missed it, to understand the catch and release, structured, specific, as we talk about managing futures. Guys, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, not financial advice, looking at stacking in orders. And where would you have stacked in orders? Now, this is a good chart on Bitcoin as we were to look at this, but as these lower levels, guys, and this is relevant right now to what I wanted to talk with you guys about tonight. As we look at 2 or 3 different patterns on Bitcoin, right? As we look at lower levels, and Chris, I just want to shout out to Chris. He's a good guy. He's always active in the back. Shout out to Venus as well. Everybody, J-Mac, what's up? Luke, my man, what's up? Luke, Big Luke. Tony, you're in the back. What's up, my man? Missing a few guys. I think Theo is coming back around. We got some other stragglers I need to touch base with, okay? In terms of this specific lower participation, yes, these were the moves that, guys, in terms of participation at these lower levels, of course, everyone's going to say now, and this is very relevant. I just want to bring this home to you guys. If you're saying, okay, Bitcoin's up 15, what is this, from 15.5 to 30, let's just call it 100%, all right? Now, participating, and please pay attention to this, you will get another chance. I promise you, you will get another chance to participate at lower levels, yes, on Bitcoin. You'll get another chance to participate at lower levels on Tesla. You'll get another chance on Matic. You'll get another chance on, guys, on ADA, whatever, guys, Ethereum. You're gonna get another chance, all right? So if you missed this colossal pour down and you just didn't really want to put the money in, you just didn't want to structure in, some of you may not have known how to manage futures, quote unquote, how to stack in, catch and release. We talked about that, right? You essentially would be interested in catching an order and a position, and then what? Releasing any negative position, right? If you're going long, let's say you're pouring down, and this is relevant, please pay attention. If you're looking at managing futures, the first step would be the idea, the notion that you're going to accumulate, you're going to always have a position in the market, okay? If price is coming down, what do you want to do? You always want to have a position. So as it's coming down, to pick up your orders on leverage, yes, on leverage, you're going to catch an order, you're going to release the other order from above. Catch and release, okay? Yes, catch and release. So the point is, you want to structure those orders in a way that you do not carry in too much negativity into your next level order. But you want to fill your order and guarantee your participation. Yeah, you want to guarantee your participation at a lower level. All right? I tell that to people I care about, okay? That's the first step into managing your futures. We say futures. What are futures? It's leverage position. Can you do it with spot? Amen, brother. Yes, you can, right? Sister, whatever you got. You guys know that. Who we got? J-Mac in the house. What's up, J-Mac? What's up, my man? So as we look at this, and I got a shout out to J-Mac. What's up? J-Mac, boom. West Coast advantage, huh? Late night. West Coast advantage on late night. We got the early mornings, huh? Big time. But I want to encourage you, and I want to differentiate right now. As we look at Bitcoin, let's take a look at this. And hey, J-Mac, thanks for the information on Hawaii. Beautiful stuff, man. Really appreciate those photos. It's really cool. And I want to tell you guys something. I want this is info for VIP. I want to put, because I was trying to redo your pictures up here tonight on. I have two streaming programs, right? One is here, right? And I want to put it. I want your pictures up here, but we're going to put something in HQ that has your pictures somewhere up on the wall. One of those, what do you call them? The kiosk or something cool on the wall that has VIP, your images on it, everything else. It's going to be cool. I mean, that was decided tonight, so I'm excited about that. Let's look at, and I want to differentiate real quickly, guys. Pay attention. And first of all, if you missed the beginning of this, I'm going to say weak hands in the market. Weak hands. Two things. One, price is pouring down. Let's say price is pouring down and you can't hold a position, right? That's the definition of a weak hand. Well, it went too low. I went ahead and sold, and it just scared me. I sold, and that's it. That's the typical definition of a weak hand. I want to tell you all, and you know this, the real weak hands in the market are the hands that will not pick up a book that have the solutions in them. I don't know what it is, guys, but we need to talk about it and discuss it, because you're part of the group that, as the subset, the minority in life that will go after the answers. It is such a huge benefit to you. You have no idea. So if you're getting washed out in the market on a pour down, something like that, you still have a bad habit, you don't have the kind of weak hands that are going to last. You're going to fix that problem, okay? You're going to fix that issue. Fire and ice will help. The other indicators in terms of that will help. But the weakest hands that I see it from top-line businessmen. I see it from guys at JP Morgan and BlackRock and Morgan Stanley. Hello. From JP Morgan, BlackRock, and Morgan Stanley, who don't want to get a book that literally can place them in a 70+% probability of making money. I see this. What am I supposed? I mean, it's literally a phenomenon. It's literally shocking. People just tune out. I have no idea what it is, but understand that's the weakest level of hands you can have. The other emotional tirade the market will put you through, you're going to fix that stuff, guys. I'm going to tell you, you're going to fix that stuff. Appreciate you guys being here tonight, and just a little bit of a huddle, okay? Just a little bit of a huddle. And in terms of the details, now, I'm differentiating and I'm talking about managing futures towards the bottom side, okay? I brought this up multiple times to VIP, talked about catch and release. It's information that I share, but if you're tuning it out, pay attention, guys. If you're tuning it out, change that. Change it. I'm telling you, if I'm telling you a solution that would have made 75 times your money, yeah, on Tesla, or would have made 100 times your money on Bitcoin, just pay attention to what I'm saying, because I see some weak hands in the market that don't want to pick up the right book. To talk about having a 70 to 80% chance, 85% chance, depending upon where you're at and situated in a pattern, price is going to go, right? That's a weak hand to me. But traders as a whole, as we get into it, it's complicated enough. Yeah, I've been at this for a long time, since I was a teenager, right? Yeah, high school, but as you know, with the New York Institute of Finance level materials in high school. So, but the issue is the following: the tendency for you to turn off when something doesn't accommodate you. I see it with the weak hands, in terms of they won't even pick the book up. And these are professional finance guys, okay? Professional, top of their class, top performer finance guys. They still want an easy answer. They still want something that accommodates their trade style. There's still like a blockade against them receiving information about how to make money in the markets. And I'm sitting there when they talk to me, and I'm like, why are you asking me how to make money in the markets? And I can immediately tell they're not going to get the book. They're not going to read it. I see them 2, 3 guys. These are professionals I'm talking about who are in a problem in the market. They're in trouble in the market. They still won't take the information in. So some of it's maybe intimidating. Some of it is a level of complication. But I just want to encourage you guys. I want to encourage you that, like when I talk about managed futures, boom, yeah. Take every objection you have to it and throw it out the window, okay? Don't let it be like a situation where someone has a problem in the market. Yeah, someone has a problem in the market. They may be with BlackRock, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. No, I know them all, guys, okay? And they still don't want the real solution to why they're not doing well in the markets, right? And don't do that with managed futures. As you look at the low opportunities that we had, do not ignore the opportunity that was missed. It's not a FOMO, it's an assessment, okay? It is an assessment on Bitcoin. Why don't you own this? Okay, come up with whatever reason, and this 15.5, come up with whatever reason, okay, that you have now, okay? You may have had a different one then. You may be happy not owning it. That's fine as well. Maybe if your reason is, I just choose not to. I would prefer this to be a mental book that you put on the shelf in here, and you learn to profit from this, okay? Because very few people do it well, and the ones that do make bank, all right? They just do. So if you're comfortable just pattern trading, you're comfortable, hitting around with spot, no worries. But I would just prefer that you look at managed futures or managed positions on spot, that you're looking at it, if it's accumulation on spot or managed futures, that you have an approach to allow you to hit it on the next opportunity that you are deploying a strategy into. Right on, guys. Okay, on Bitcoin, on Tesla, on whatever's gone low to high. Now, I'll say this is a big reason why I make a distinction. Please pay attention to this. There's a big reason why I make a distinction on these coins, on these altcoins that have gone down 99%, 98%. I'm not going to structure any managed futures on something like that. It's not a good way for me to make money. It has that stigma to it for people who trade heavily into it and around it, okay? So when I talk trash in the back, just so that you know, and this won't be a long stream, but just so that you know, because I haven't explained this. When you look at something that's down 99%, very few traders are going to be hammering into that or saying, yeah, I traded that, I made money on that, maybe on a pattern. But once you're past the thresholds, guys, once you're past the 86% down into 90 to 95, once you're down into losing potentially, you guys just understand, that is a deep well to dig in terms of your managed futures, in terms of your accumulations, everything else. So that's one reason that I personally, when I look at these, some of these are off the map. I don't want them. I don't even want to talk about them. I don't want them around me. I want to focus on, let's say, and guys, there's some great trades in some of those. You guys have done very, very well. Watch the volatility. You guys, you all know that. Watch the volatility. As you were to look at the next opportunity for you to participate at a lower level, okay? Where we are right now is in flux, all right? We are in I don't want to say a no-go zone, but right now, we are not If I were to say anything, and you can count this against me, you can count this against me. If I were to say anything right now, and this is just me, guys, okay? I would begin to look at, and almost begin to look at managing futures on shorts, okay? Yeah, okay? I would start to look at managing positions and maybe at a lower leverage to build into higher leverage, maybe at lower amounts to build into higher amounts, but I would start to look at and I would want a few more indicators to go my way. I would want a few more indications from the market that say, well, this is all high. Every single indicator that I can look at right now is high. I don't have that. I don't have it. We had it with Bitcoin. The monthly, the weekly. I think we had, you correct me if I'm wrong, monthly, weekly, daily, 8 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour. You guys got it. The 1 hour, the 30 minute, 15. We had RSI oversold everything. Boom. Yes. Hello. That's when you know you are low. Okay? We are oversold. Boom. Answer the weekly, monthly. I need to look at monthly. I think monthly's off, isn't it? Monthly has still got a patterning going on. Correct. Give me 2 seconds. Let me make sure. We are at, and apologize for let's see what we got. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. What do we got here? The weekly, yes. Okay, weekly and monthly. Okay, I was envisioning it in my head, and yeah, we got that right. So weekly down through, and you get into this, and it's the same issue we're at really now to a lesser degree with Bitcoin. When I start really looking into managed futures, I'd like to see the reverse of what we saw, ideally with a great asset, and it's tough to get it on a great asset. But when you're looking at everything, is high, right? We're high on some things right now. Okay, as we look at Bitcoin, we're high on some things, but I want that overwhelming majority. Just so you look at, and this is the book. I'm talking about weak hands tonight. Weak hands don't want to pick up the right book to get the right answers in the market. It's not just, well, I can't hold through this position. That's part of it, but I don't want to pick up the right answers. So when I look at right now, to let you know where we are on Bitcoin, and congrats on everybody who traded Tesla. What's up, guys? Good job. Beautiful pattern, huh? Beautiful pattern. Now, when I look at where we're at right now, we are in flux, right? We're in the mid-level zone. We have a killer pattern, right? We have a killer specific bump and run, lead in, the bump. We want the run, right? If you were to look at how you would schedule in or what your targets on shorts, you guys know, not complicated. Let's just do something real quick in terms of this. There we go. And we're at that 23.6. Right on. You guys got that. Let me see. That's about right. That's fine. As we look at, where would you schedule in your shorts? Boom, 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 boom. And it's not a bad macro consideration now, given the fact that we're still in flux. And I say we're in flux right now. We're in and this is what I'm going to tell you guys. If you will take the first answer that I gave you, please pay attention to this, please. If you'll take the first answer that I gave you, okay, managed futures, if you'll take that and you'll start to use that and make sure you have exposure at the lower levels, you'll get other opportunities to participate at lower levels, okay? Get some participation at the lower level. Get a position that you can sit there and say, wow, look what this did, okay? Because you need to prove it to yourself that you can schedule in and that what's required on longs, that you get at least a recovery, a break-even point, right? You need to get at least a break-even point, and you're going to find that you're going to make more going up than you lost going down. The entirety of a managed future, okay, a managed position is you're going to make more money going up and returning to the same level than you lost going down, okay? You're going to make more money going up. Take $100. What's $100? Okay, take the $100, take $10 off of it, okay? Add $10 to it. The percentage lost is less than the percentage gained when you take 10 off 100 and add 10 to 90. You're going to make more money than you lost, okay? Okay? Write it down. Do the math on that, okay? So the issue, as we look at this right now, the mid-level portion here, but mind yourself this, as we look for and want the answers in the market, is this a comfortable position to be in? If you manage your futures well at the bottom, we're still break even from a month ago, right? So let it be a longer term solution. And I'll say this, if you start to manage in your futures at any level, because I'm telling you this because I care about you guys, I want you to do well, okay? Learn to manage your futures. Learn to get some exposure on leverage. Learn to work with some of this at any level to prove to yourself how the system works, okay? Prove to yourself that you can get through this, that you can do this, and you can see, like, dang, that did work. I can do this next year. I could do this in 2 years, and I can add a lot more money to this. Or I can find a stock or asset or crypto in a different part of its cycle. Yeah, okay? So as you look at these issues, start to go through the process. And this is just really what I wanted to talk to you guys about as we were to look at it. I wanted to define weak hands. I wanted to complain a little bit about the lack of strong hands in the market that I see. And one of those are the hands that are willing to pick up the right books. I'm telling you guys, it's a big deal for me because if the answers are written down somewhere, I mean, everyone's looking for an easy answer. It's just not, it's just unbelievable for me to continually meet people, professionals, guys, high-line professionals, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and they're just like, oh, yeah. I'm like, you know, I can scream at the top of my lungs and in my mind and just like, you don't get it, you don't want it. So you gotta want it, you gotta want it. That's the big deal. But I just like, whatever. So as we were to look at this, I'm glad that you guys want it. Please take that to heart in terms of the managed futures. It's not a weird thing that you kind of heard on YouTube from a guy whose trade group you're kind of in, and it might kind of work, and I'm going to pay attention to it because maybe it'll offer me something in the future. And guys, pay attention. Do it. Do it and prove me wrong. Do it on a demo account. Go do it do it however you need to do it, but pay attention. I'm not wasting my breath. I promise you. I promise you. Promise. Okay? Get yourself some exposure to that notion of managed futures, accumulated exposure at lower levels. Now, we're at a mid-level. We're just gonna call this a mid-level today, which is what? Which is different than the conversation that we would have. And you guys know me. You know, this is one thing, guys. This is one thing. You know me. I had this conversation, and I'm saying that in a good way because I'm still having the conversation. Boom. And guess what? Next year, I'll still be having the conversation. And the following year, and the next year, and the next year. And you'll have the conversation with me. If you didn't grab the low on Bitcoin, you're going to get the next low. Okay? If you didn't grab the low on Tesla, and I know it wasn't easy because it was off by $5. It was off by, I know, London, you brought in the bag, but it was off by $7. Oh, really, huh? Oh, okay. The market makers have no idea what they're doing, huh? You're straight on a trend line, but it was off by $5. So, well, we decided not to buy any. Really, huh? You're going to start to manage futures. You're going to start to get positions, and you're going to realize how, okay, you're going to walk around and say, well, I'll multiply my money by like, 250 times, and multiply my money by like 300 times, Get involved in that, okay? And I'm bringing that up because it's important for you to understand that, yes, it's also important for me, for you to appreciate that we're not in that zone now, okay? We're not in let's say all the indicators are telling us that we're low. Let's say minus the monthly, right? Minus the monthly, at least as we look at the most generic and basic indicator like RSI, okay? So, and what the problem is, and I think you guys will connect with this a little bit, the problem is when we're in this mid-level flux zone, a lot of traders are trying to make up for the fact that they didn't get in low. The worst thing in the world, right? I didn't get in low. I'm on Tesla. Tesla, I need to make up for it. I'm on Bitcoin. I need to make up for it. Well, everyone's making, or they're about to make money over there. Here, this is the biggest talk, and I think you guys can connect that a little bit. But we've got a rising wedge, which is bearish. We've got a flat top resistance. We've got a bump and run. If you trade in a bump and runs, guys, it's a good level to beat permanently. If you can beat it permanently, the NASDAQ hammered down through one of these earlier on this year. Big time problems. You guys know that. Let me pull this back over so you guys can see that. And hope you guys are having a good evening. Just want to inspire you guys a little bit, okay? So the nature of, it's just, guys, it's what I see like plain as day. Right here, you're trying to make up for all this right here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't increase your trade amount in here. Just, I can say do it. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. But if you increase your trade amount, let's see what we got. If you're going to increase your trade amount, let's see, 835. Okay, we're good. If you're going to increase your trade amount, structure it in and plan on doing it at lower levels. Get yourself a break in the action. If you're going to go in and scale in, either with longs or shorts, please listen, guys. Just entertain the thought. If you're going to go in long or short and increase your trade amount to make up for times you missed in the market, try and make it when you're at the extremes. Try and make it when you can catch a pivot in the market. Don't do it in the mid-level flux. Just when you're trying to make up for the fact that you missed a pivot, right? And it's not guys, it's not I know you have lives and families and schedules and you've got other pressing matters upon you. I know this stuff, guys. I know this stuff. Let's look at this real quickly. So right now we're not in that mode. We're not arguably extremely even low or high, with the exception, if we were to look at RSI, we were to look at some issues, and I'll just start with RSI. We can get into stochastics, we can get into MACD, we can get into, you guys know now, we can get into anything if we need to, but we're in this mid-level, and I just want to encourage you guys today not to try and make up for not having, and I'm bringing it up again, managed futures, exposure at lower levels. What you're seeing is on Bitcoin and on Tesla, the money is made, this is Tesla, right? The money is made on these low entries. And the issue is, you're gonna kick yourself if you didn't get near this low on Tesla, 171%. That's okay, right? 160%. And whatever the solution or whatever the problem was back at this level, maybe you don't like trading stocks or equities. That's okay. That's okay. BTCC will allow you to do that, guys. We like them because I can literally interface with them. Just so that you know, I can literally contact them personally, like I got to do and had to do today, and literally interface on someone's behalf and be like, this is going to get fixed or you're going to fix the trades. Hey, so that's no sales pitch. That's me telling you guys, that is a real dynamic there. So as you were to look at where we are now, the worst, and the issue I wanted to bring was reinforce managed futures. I want to reinforce the notion that you will get another opportunity to participate. If it's on Bitcoin, pay attention here, guys. If it's on Bitcoin, you'll get the opportunity to participate at a lower level. Hey, that was a lower level. You got it, right? You'll get the opportunity to participate at a lower level. Okay? So, and I bring this up as a mid-level function because it's not as intuitive and your mind immediately wants to just, square off to the races and we're up and out and there's not going to be any other low. We will have circumstances where we will be able to participate at lower levels. And you'll get the gist of this. It's just important for me, for you guys, in terms of just risk assessment, et cetera. And I wanted to bring this notion to you guys in terms of the weak hands, right? The easy answers. And it's as I encounter and I communicate with people in the markets. And first of all, when I review, and I can barely do the review anymore, okay? And a big thing I've been going through just personally, and Venus and I have been going through it, as I'm looking at other influencers, and an influencer, me, I don't think so, huh, guys? But looking at them in the markets, I'm really, really curious as to why they keep selling everybody something. They can't quit. They're literally dug into this notion they've got to sell people this next experience. They've got this whatever it is with all this emotion and hype. It is just miserable to watch it, and it just tells me they're not trading well. They're incapable of trading well. I don't appreciate that. I don't like the thought of you guys being exposed to that. To be honest, I don't like it. And when you're successful trading, you're going to realize, you don't need to do all that jazz. You don't need to go off there and, excite people. I'm going to jump off the cliff. By the way, sign up below. And if you don't, or you do, it's like, all right, we can play with that a little bit, but you're going to jump off the cliff. Oh, everybody, let's jump off the cliff. Ooh, and let's sign up and we're going to jump off the cliff with you. It's just like, if you're successful in what you do, guys, those heavy hands are the ones with the right books, the right answers. I want to reinforce and distinguish now, reinforce managed futures. I want you to pick up on that. I want you to ask me in the back, London, what are managed futures? I still don't get it. I want you to ask me. I want you to corner me in the back in Slack and say, I still don't get it. I want you to really explain this to me. And I want you to convert your mindset from the biggest problem that I see sometimes in the market is this, guys, is inability of people to process information that's beyond their scope, right? Then I just put up the bars. I'm not dealing with that, okay? So when I bring up managed futures, don't put the stop sign up. Don't put the mental stop sign up and, well, I'm going to deal with everything else that I know how to deal with. You're going to say that, guys. That's a natural behavior in the market because things get complicated. Well, he's talking about something else. I'm going to deal with something else right now. Dig into, make sure you understand managed futures, okay? And to the extent that you do already, we are in a completely different scenario here, okay? We're in a completely different scenario here than saying, well, let's manage futures. This is an uncomfortable let it ride zone, okay? For longs with we'd like to say with stops. Bitcoin's miserable in stopping out. If you turn your head for 5 minutes, Bitcoin will probably stop you out, right? You guys know that. Some others are worse. They may just not want you trading that. Maybe just think about that. Maybe the exchange doesn't want you trading whatever your stops are getting hit on. Maybe they want you to build a better reputation or something in the market. Who knows? But as you were to look at, first of all, scheduling in what's your exposure here, please make sure the following. You guys have Fire and Ice. The 4 hourly, is beautiful. It's standard, okay, exposure levels in terms of the retracements. Easy stuff, guys. Make sure you have the cash, if you're long, to participate down here at whatever leverage you're at. We shoot the moon. You guys know, we rocket up intergalactic. We do. We rocket up intergalactic in terms of the returns. Doesn't mean you have to every time. I mean, it's nice to do it, but if you can figure out the equation to manage your futures, yes, okay? And do the equation tonight. Manage the futures. That's 50% down. 50% down. All right? So what if I had to cover 50%? First of all, what's the first question? Okay, let's get into it. All right, so we'd have a 50% drop to get back to 15.5. And I'm telling you this, and I'm focused on this, guys, and first of all, you can take everything else you may learn or you may expose, and this guy's kind of good or that guy's pretty good. Yeah, but this one guy's pretty on YouTube. Hey, you could throw him in the drink, put him in the bayou, guys. I'm just telling you guys, in terms of the tools and resources that you have, there's no gimmick, there's no anything other than the literal pro traders at Wall Street, is what you're focused on. Bulkowski, you're not gonna beat Bulkowski, guys. You're not gonna beat him. All right? Find somebody else who's structured on him. We'll pay attention, okay? But I just want you guys safeguarded from the trash that's out there. Bottom line, okay? Now, looking at the drop, looking at the recovery, as you were to explore your managed futures, what's step number one? I want something that's going to recover all the way, okay? The amount that is lost is going to be, as is going to be made up by the amount that's gained, particularly if you decide to scale in or increase your position size or potentially your leverage. We won't get too complicated, but I want something that's going to recover. As I look at a potential loss here, and I did this today in the back, okay? I did this today in the back. You guys know I do this frequently. I will give you a worst case scenario in the back. And it's not to pull you out of your trade. I still went condition green today before we popped up. Capiche? It's to make sure that you don't get hurt in the market. Okay? Because you think, well, the trade went up and I should have put in, just keep thinking that way. You should have gone a lot heavier. You should have, guys, the market, you think the market has gotten good at taking positions from people who are overexposed? Do you think they can do it almost any time that they want to? I'm really curious. Do you think that the market has gotten good enough with all the technology that there is? Are they somehow good enough to almost take an overexposed position every time? What do you think? 2023, right? We're at 2023. You think the markets are good enough to almost take a position like that every time? Yeah, so no complaints. When I draw out a 50% to the downside, what is this? This is a big discussion in terms of, well, we're going to the downside? No. This is a big discussion on how you plan to operate in this market from this level in terms of your capital. That's it. You are in a flux zone here, and you would say this, people want the right answer from the technicals all the time. You, guys, we get to the point, and I had this discussion this last week with Venus. It'd be the same thing as, well, technically, I see that we're in technical pattern with Tesla, and which direction is it going tomorrow? If you are going to technically tell me that you technically know the direction that Tesla's going to go tomorrow based upon a report, you know the information in the report, huh? You know the factory deliveries, huh? You may have a gut intuition, get it right, even maybe the majority of the time on the reports. Based upon what you see, other data hedge funds will use a lot of sophisticated research to get that kind of information on those reports beforehand. But it's not purely technical. Gensler's going to come out with a boot and a spur and cram it into, by surprise, Bitcoin, right? Remember when Elon performed the liquidity test on Bitcoin at the top of 65,000? So I'm bringing that up because the technicals will get you so far. Backup cash will get you further. Okay, ability, your kind of your fallout scenario, I'd say, in terms of that. What's your plan B, kiddos? Right? We got a plan A. Look, Paul, we're gonna make all this money. No, you don't understand it. Just imagine going to your parents. No, look at this. We got a perfect pattern. We're going. Great, kiddo. What's your plan B? Just in case. Yeah, teach your kids how to trade. It's funny, huh? Because you can see that, huh? That's good, huh? That works. That works what? That's works 75% of the time. Great. What are you going to do the other 25%? Right. So we maximize probabilities. We're at a sweet spot because we're breaking out of this on the daily. Now, do you give up your position while you're breaking out of a level of resistance? No. Right? I mean, it's a fact. If you trade, are you going to give up your long position while you're breaking out of a level of resistance? No. Are you aware of the counter indications here? Yes. Have you had a million opportunities to get in lower? Sure. Do you still need to respect this market and be able to participate at lower levels? Absolutely. Always, guys, always. We say heavy cash reserves. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you missed, because it's one thing for me to say, hey, look at what, 20 times your money, 30, 50 times your money, 100 times your money. What's up? Yeah, big new headquarters. It's great to talk about it if you didn't get it. Hello, if you didn't get it, I want to encourage you, you're going to get it. All right? This is a low on Bitcoin. You're going to see another low. You probably have another asset right now that you're looking at the low on, that you like the asset for whatever reason it is. And don't let me down talk all the altcoins, right? Let it rip 95% out of your account and double down. How about that? You double down, as long as you can double down into it at every level. But as we look at these issues, I want to structure your thinking towards zero FOMO. To the extent that you don't have a lower position right now, I want you to fix that. Because I know you guys, right? I want you to fix it to have some exposure, to get in the mindset of if it's Tesla. And I understand, it's like, well, Tesla, again, Tesla it was off by $5. It never hit my trend line. It wasn't, okay, I want you to fix that. I want you to come up with a way to fix that so that when it is up 75 times your money, that you have some exposure in it. I want you guys to do that because we're in the top trade group and I want you guys to roll like that, okay? Capiche? Now, we'll know when we are all way too high or all way too low. We're pushing momentum, some indexes right now in terms of whether Dow, SPX, etc. Guys, NASDAQ. We're pushing into some higher thresholds of momentum, okay? But this quasi discussion of, well, it's a reversal indicator, well, it's a continuation indicator. You will find the contrary argument everywhere you go in the market. The bottom line is, are we overextended on every single imaginable, measurable component known to man? Right? That's where I want to short. Really, that's where I really want to hammer in and short, right? And I say this on Bitcoin. If I were to go a direction right now, it would be towards the short end of things, just because of this. And listen, guys, just because of this. Just because of the 100% that it's just gone from the low. So relatively on time frames, it is high. It's 100% higher, right? That doesn't mean it doesn't have higher to go, but if I were to look at some exposure here, I'm interested in, on a macro consideration, these additional levels and the opportunities they're going to provide. Would I cancel a long position on breakout of you guys know this, on a breakout of a bump and run? No way. No way, guys. No way. I wouldn't cancel a long position on a breakout. That's nowhere in any book, right? So I want to encourage you all, we'll catch the next low, the bottom, the low. If you didn't catch it, it makes a difference to me whether or not you caught it, and I want you to have it, even against all the odds. Well, I mean, we got an 89% chance of going down. Get a little bit of exposure, just a little bit. You have anything telling you to buy at all? Is there any you're going to have fire and ice, right? On the upside, we'll know when everything's overextended, right? So whatever opportunities you didn't get this time, you have traded excellently well. I want to congratulate all of you on that. Venus Nice Trades. I know you guys are trading too. Shout out. And just post your returns. Put up, type in 485%. Boom, BTC. Boom. Let me know in the back. And what will we do? We'll just have a few of these huddles. I want to encourage you in terms of managed futures. If you don't know what it is, learn what it is. Corner me in the back of the Slack room, all right? Because it will make a colossal difference. And I'm not selling you guys anything. Don't give me $1. It will make a bigger difference in your trading journey than anything else I really know that you can do, okay? I've been around a long time. I've been around a lot of cash and a lot of heavy traders, number ones from Wall Street, okay? I got some thick skin in terms of opportunities of letting something like that come out of my mouth, that this, managed futures and just exposure, irrespective of what the exposure is, at lower levels. I'm repeating it because it's that important for me to see you do that well, okay? That's the bottom line. It's not for me. I want you to experience that. Be like, man, I met this cool cat in London, and look at this. And just remember me when you have that trade and you're telling people, just check this out. Look at this trade. And you're already there. You're participating wonderfully well in the market. You guys know, technically, just to go over this technical one more time, okay? If we were to look at the point to break here has not been broken yet, technically speaking, okay? Let's divorce for a moment the specific bump and run pattern, which is that broadening wedge formation, okay? The technical point to beat is the following. Boom. You gotta knock the lights out of that point right there, guys. Okay? Okay? Now, we've got, it's a bit of a mess, but this is based on a rounded bottom curvature formation. Okay? We could, I don't want to go through coulda, shoulda, woulda, anything. If you got lower levels to enjoy, fantastic, you know. You all know. Without a doubt. No big deal. Easy stuff, huh? A little bit more classic of a cup and handle? Yes. The one we have a little bit defective? Yeah. Are we still climbing the stairs? Yeah. Right? Be careful. I just tell you guys, and you know this, anytime you hear people say, well, we're setting higher highs and higher lows, and higher highs and higher lows. Like, have you ever picked up an Elliott Wave book? Maybe, maybe not. You need to be careful of that. When I hear that jargon, it's like this person's never picked up a Prechter Elliott Wave International book, or they have, or there's like higher highs and higher lows. Great, great. But that has a threshold limitation, right? So we put it into this pattern, and this is the level to beat. Boom. All right? That's the key. This right here is the key. Are we complicated and compromised by a bearish breakout? You better believe it. And most of these patterns will be. Some traders will not. I'll just tell you, as a matter of fact, some traders will not, okay, trade this. They just won't. I'm going to tell you, they may decide, well, I don't trade bearish breakouts. So we couldn't really have too many more mixed messages between the rising wedge in red, between the pink is giving us what, guys? The fan reversal. That pink fan reversal is a nice component here. Review Murphy tonight. Read through it. Okay? Read through it. These, these fan lines, as they start to angle up, become more difficult for the bulls. Matter of fact, you become compromised as you're trying to continue to complete these to the upside. So I'm unhappy about two components here in terms of the bullish nature of it. And the bottom line is this. We can get like I said, we can get a boot with a spur on it, literally in the form of the direction of anything, guys. It could come to the economy as a whole. It could come to equities and spill over. It could come from Gensler. Anybody who tells you, for instance, that, well, we've been bullish on Tesla, you know that, but hey, I'm going to tell you that, oh, well, by the way, we got a report coming in. You need to load up on Tesla. Who's going to be dumb enough to say that, guys? You don't know what's in the report, insider information or otherwise. No. So make sure you've got the backup heavy cash tonight. Make sure you've got the heavy hands in the market, which is what? Hands that are strong enough to pick up the book to read the right answers. And if you don't know what managed futures are, you corner me in that back room. Okay? Doesn't have to be tonight, the next few days, next few weeks. You make sure you have exposure at the bottom of Tesla next time, at the bottom of Bitcoin, okay, the next bottoming opportunity. And we'll go through the details. And I just want to encourage you guys to focus on what you're doing. You're doing awesome. It's a good year thus far, huh? Been a great year thus far. What is this? You guys kidding me? What is this? What is this? Guys, this is 2023. Are you kidding me? Let's look at this. I'm going to pull this up real quickly. We're going to just, we'll close out the huddle here, but pay attention. Look at this. What is this? Where is this, guys? This is December. There's December 29th. There's December 31st. There's January 1st, 2023. Boom. All right. So, Bitcoin has launched in 2023. We're up 90%. So that's cool. But that's January. That's the kind of year that we've had. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad. And it hasn't been perfectly easy, right? But it just goes without saying. It doesn't go without saying. I appreciate you guys' ability to continue to trade and focus and have those right kind of hands. And the weak hands aren't, well, it's going down, I'm going to sell. You can fix that. Guys, the weak hands are the ones that don't want to pick up the right answers in the form of a book, don't want to pick the book up again, don't want to study it, make sure they own that information, right? Let's do that with managed futures because this time next year, you'll still be trading. And I want to make sure that you guys own some of these bigger moves, right? And make sure you just get some exposure. You're seeing like we talked about with, you say this at 100x is 88, is 90 times your money. Yeah. Remember, what are the steps? You got to make sure you're going to recover to the point that you're at. That's where you want to start, okay? That's where you want to start your strategy. I'm somewhere, price is going to recover. If you can find a recovery, I have some recovery tactics, right? Wedges, right? Apex wedges, etc. Right? You can do this on micro as opposed to, you even look at what, guys? You even look at a flat bottom blackjack, double bottom, single pass through, recovery. If I get a recovery, failed wedge, boom. I get a blackjack, bam. Okay? Micro, macro, yeah. So there's other ways to implement this other than just on the macro, but when you get those, hey, I'm up 90, I'm up 100, 200 times my money, it's just going to change the way you operate in life, and I'm excited about that. You guys know. So this is London with Bitcoin Spike. You guys know that. Bravo. Appreciate your time this evening. We'll work out details. I want to get a kiosk up in here or some sort of a NHQ. Yes, I want to get it. I want to put up some sort of something somewhere so I can see you guys, because it's going to be cool. It's just cool. We got a bunch of walls here. We're going to be doing some additional monitor stuff for testing everything, and I want to make sure that we have that up and going on any streams that we do and just in and around here. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time.